Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
And if accepted by the court, shall have the same effect as a plea of guilty. However, because these records are sealed, we don't know what he pleaded to. What we do know is that this did not go to trial, and a $1,000 fine. He is not going to do jail time. Is this the justice that we've been waiting for 2 years? We no longer wanted to support somebody who was accused of such actions. However, Jared knew of these accusations many months before we were notified as a team, giving him many months to prepare. Contract presented stated, Underwater Investigations LLC shall employ Josh Cantu as an executive field producer to investigate missing persons cold cases provided by Underwater Investigations LLC to help facilitate the necessities of the production team, including gear maintenance. Now, this contract also describes the relationship between the original company, Trevari, and Underwater Investigations, calling Trevari a client of UI, Underwater Investigations, which uses the business name Adventure-Led Purpose. No footage filmed on the set of Underwater Investigations LLC with Underwater Investigations cameras or drone footage shall be used for personal use. The only exception is if it is completely unrelated to our mission that is being documented and is done so while not on set and is reviewed and approved by Underwater Investigations LLC. No social media released or information on any manner relating to UI, its missions, or its clients that has not been reviewed and approved. This was signed by Jared Lysak, and we were silenced. We went on to solve many cases that summer, including the very high-profile case Kylie Rodney. But things were different. Jared was distant, and he did not go on these trips with us. As far as BTS content, I was now unable to discuss any of the cases we were working on. And if accepted by the court, shall have the same effect as a plea of guilty. However, because...
Good morning. How is everybody doing today? I woke up this morning. It was roughly 5:30, 6 o'clock. Fee went off to school. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know what's going on with the air quality in Pennsylvania the past week, but man, my allergies hurt. However, I continue to just dig and dig and dig and dig. Today, all I was simply doing was organizing stuff. I'm going through one of my old folders that has been needing sorted out, and for whatever reason, I went to drop something off, and I come across one of Salagi's old video, and it's Kylie Rodney, Feel Like That, and it goes over the toxicology report. And I thought to myself, you know what? I have like her curriculum of her, because you know me, I like to see the backgrounds, how professional these people are, what schooling they went through, education, career paths, stuff like that. And for whatever reason, I decided I got a bug in my ass, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna update myself with this Brianna Peterson, who did the toxicology report through NMS Labs here in, starts with an H, somewhere here in Pennsylvania, Horsham or something like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get a refresher course on who she is, where she comes from. And I already got pause here when there is no LinkedIn for her, which is really odd, especially a professional with wanting to keep their resumes updated. My volume's low. Oh, let me turn it up. I'm sorry. Is that better? Am I blasting your eardrums now? Is that better? Yeah, it should be. So, Brianna Peterson has not updated her LinkedIn profile quite a few years, because I think she's been working at NMS for the past 3, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, her last field of experience is forensic scientist, which no big deal. She's not updating it, which is, it's odd. It's odd that in 4 years she has not updated this profile. It's cool. She's not looking for a job right now. Whatever. So then I searched her name in Google and this old document, because I wanted to see things that predated 2021, at least 2022. And this popped up. And for whatever reason, when you try to load this website, you have to stop it from loading, or this obnoxious pop-up that does not go away comes up on the screen. Even if you exit out of it, it takes you back to the homepage, and I just ain't doing all that. And this title said, State Toxicologist Says He Performed Tests for His Boss, which would be her. Right? Which, I don't know about you, but in the medical field, if you were like the manager of your toxicology department, you're not gonna have other people doing your job and then just write off on it. That's a big no-no. Anyway, so this is the only picture that you can find of this woman. And this picture is from 2007. If anybody can find an updated picture, because if you go to Google, if you go to DuckDuckGo, even if you go in a Wayback Machine, this is the only picture that I have found of her that exists today, which is odd. It's odd that pictures of her would be scrubbed, that none of her social profile, social media, nothing is updated. I don't know, with nothing about her since 2007. Just something I've observed. Nothing super important. Then I also found her medical license, which is through the Texas Forensic Science Commission. Sorry, I also find that odd, being that she did mostly work in the state of Washington. I'm wondering if what we're about to read didn't kind of get her into a little tizzy. And then I think about, I can't even say the political side of it, but it kind of in a way is at this point. But if you think about the way that corruption seeps into our accidentally on purpose made system, I I'm starting to see a weird pattern, and it's concerning. So I continued to just look into NMS Labs. I continued to look into this Brianna Peterson just to get an idea of like who this woman is since 2007. Oh, I found it. We have another Gregory Reber on our hands. Okay, y'all ready for this? Okay, so this curriculum vitae, I have it downloaded, and it's literally just her entire, I'll just open it real quick. It is literally her entire work history, which is odd that this has not as well been updated since 2016. And what's crazy is how much this woman learned in her lifetime, and then I'm not entirely certain what happened around 2021, well, 2019-ish. But yeah, her background has not been updated, has not been revised since 2016. So I continued to keep digging. You know, we're getting closer and closer and closer and closer, right? And then I found this. And then I was like, oof, okay. So this is Brianna Peterson, PhD, FABFT, which is the American something for forensic toxicology. And she's an interpretive toxicologist, which is people bring her the results, she checks it out and gives you her expertise on what the findings are in this lab report, right? Following me? So Dr. Brianna Peterson previously worked as the laboratory manager of the Washington State Patrol Toxicology Laboratory Division, okay, WSP TLD. During her employment in this capacity, the WSP TLD determined that the laboratory had environmental contamination of methamphetamine that impacted some casework. It gets much worse, y'all. Okay? In her role as the manager, she assisted with determining remediation steps, customer notification, and responding to public disclosure requests. Dr. Peterson reported to the TLD commander, who had ultimate authority on laboratory decisions. In 2022, a Washington municipal court ruling found that WSP TLD demonstrated government misconduct in the form of mismanagement. No findings were made regarding Dr. Peterson directly. So as a whole, shit got fucked up, is what happened. And it's crazy because she's already working at NMS Labs. So I'm going to assume that this is what got sent to her job and they hired her anyway, which is awesome because this woman has an incredible history. I'm just curious if a couple hiccups in 2022... if she's doing all right, you know? So this is where she fucked up her career, was when she was a toxicologist level 4. I mean, I think this woman has more expertise than Fauci, honestly. Just saying. Like, I'm just saying. I've read a lot of the research panels she's done. I've read a lot of her stuff. Very interesting. But then here comes the actual ruling. I can't believe that I found this, okay? And this is February 10th, 2022. It's just... if this is the court case from February 10th, so you're telling me from the time they don't want her no more and they ruled that this is bad, y'all. February to August isn't a very long time to find you a new job, right? And still be in fucking fuck up mode, right? You ready? This is insane. This gives me Kamala Harris vibes right here. The convictions on these is just... Okay. The court, having determined this motion is a matter of citywide significance pursuant to SMCLR 8.2.4, heard the matter en banc on behalf of 3 cases filed in Seattle Municipal Court. Okay? They got real personal with these people, okay? This motion was heard January 12th through 14th, 2022. So between January 12th and 14th, these testimonies were heard in court. By February, it was ruled on, okay? Okay, so this is the Washington State Toxicology Laboratory actions. The Washington State Patrol Toxicology Laboratory, ToxLab, located in Seattle, Washington, is used by the state toxicologists to test blood seized pursuant to search warrants investigating criminal cases involving drivers suspected of being under the influence of drugs or intoxicating liquors. Y'all following me here? Anthony Fradauchi, yep. I don't know how that man is not in fucking prison, honestly. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me what's going on in this world today, okay? Anyway, so this Tox Lab tests thousands of samples per year. In March of 2018, the Tox Lab expanded its testing into an office and labs workspace on the same floor but separated by a hallway. This workspace, known as the Annex, was previously occupied by the Seattle Crime Lab from 2002 to 2018. Okay, you see in the pattern? New position, different hat. Same, like, they've just repurposed the crime lab into a tox lab, okay? Unbeknownst to the tox lab, when it expanded into the annex, forensic scientists working for WSP clandestine lab response team had previously used the workspace to synthesize and study methamphetamine for training purposes. Synthesis of the methamphetamine occurred up to approximately 25 times from 2002 to 2011. Okay, see this time frame here, this 2011. So by the time this lab took over, you would think they would have cleaned or something. Anyway, in November of 2018, a blood sample tested for drugs in the annex resulted in discrepant results. The first screening yielding presumptively positive, you hearing me? Presumptively positive results for meth. And who's not to say that they're, like, when you're doing a wide array of tests, if somebody says, hey, don't test for this, and they're like, gotcha, you know? Anyway, in November of 2018, a blood sample tested for drugs in the annex resulted in discrepant results. The first screening yielded presumptively positive results for meth. Then a second test came back negative. A third test confirmed negative. No cause for this discrepant test was identified. So they continued on, like, they knew they fucked up. And then they continued to fuck up. Okay? It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. It gets worse and worse, okay? On June 5th, 2019, the Tox Lab discovered a second false positive for meth in a test conducted in the annex, okay? On June 9th, 2019, Hood 1 in the main lab was discontinued for use after 6 cases were determined to have discrepant results, okay? So right here is where they should have halted and cleaned. Had a biolab, whoever, come in and properly clean this or get the proper chemicals to clean this fucking lab. From March 2018 to June 9th, 2019, the Tox Lab identified 9 cases with discrepant results. 7 were related to death investigations. The remaining 2 involved blood obtained via warrant from individuals arrested for allegedly driving under the influence of alcohol and or drugs, DUI. During this time period, the Tox Lab performed tests in 872 death investigation cases, 2,857 DUI cases, and 103 other miscellaneous cases. On June 13th, 2019, the Tox Lab collected samples from 10 areas of the main lab annex and adjoining office spaces and had them analyzed at Anatech Incorporated, an environmental testing laboratory. On June 14th, Anatech tested the samples. On June 17th, the Tox Lab learned 6 of the 10 test samples were positive for methamphetamine. On June 19th, the Tox Lab permanently stopped using the annex to test blood samples. On or about July 19th, Tox Lab manager Dr. Brianna Peterson conducted an online search to find a company that could test and clean the annex and the Tox Lab. Dr. Peterson found a list of state-certified decontamination companies on the Washington State Department of Health website. After eliminating companies that were either too busy to respond or were not located nearby, the Tox Lab contracted with BioClean on June 19th to test for contamination and offer solutions to show on how to clean it up. Yeah, you feeling the corruption? It's thick in the air. It's real thick in the air. Initial testing of the annex indicated the presence of methamphetamine on surfaces throughout the annex, including the lab, office space, ceiling fans. So it was in there long enough that the fans that they have up in their hood ranges, it literally got up in there. Come on, nope. Take your little cone of shame and go. The hallways, the floors, and the vestibule. In the main lab, Hood 1 tested positive for meth. Look, see? And then what happens is these people that are trying to get their life right, or people that fuck up and have a warrant out for them, they get tested and they actually don't have these drugs in their system, and guess what happens? Oh, it shows up in their test and they get convicted. This is fucked up. This is Kamala Harris vibes, y'all. Convicting people for your own fuck up. Okay? On July 25th, the Tox Lab disclosed possible methamphetamine contamination to ANSI ASQ accredited board, the ANAB. In November of 2019, February 20th, and April 20th, BioClean took samples from different surfaces in the main lab and detected high levels of meth and cocaine contamination. BioClean also made attempts to clean the lab. What are they doing in this lab? 3 different times they came and cleaned and tested. That's insane. It's insane, okay? In May of 2020, cleaning samples continued to test positive for contamination. So clearly, they're still using the lab, right? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe it's a little party room. I don't know. I have no idea. So an attorney office had to wind up taking on this case because they done fucked up bad, right? Hold up. I ain't reading all this, okay? Anyway, so the Washington Association had to hire a criminal defense lawyer at this point because their lab fucked up. So, in this next year and a half, okay, they continue testing positive for this shit, okay? But then they continue to take on like felony traffic stuff, district court stuff, like warrants. And in January of 2021, March of 2021, and April of 2021, the Tox Lab discovered 3 more cases with discrepant results for methamphetamine, bringing the total number of cases with discrepant results to 12. Okay. And then in January 4th, 2021, the Tox Lab noted a 10th discrepant result. This is terrible. It's fucking terrible. Okay? So then what's crazy is, just listen to me, y'all, when I say this. This lab in Washington State that fucked up court cases for 10 people, 11 people, 10, excuse me, 11 people, because it was 9 of the 10 they wound up testing again. It got sent from Washington State, per this court case, to NMS Labs, where she currently now works, right? That's crazy, right? It's almost like, I don't know. That's weird, right? The lab that's testing her court case is where she works at now. Just saying. Just saying. Sorry, you're gonna hear my dog making all kinds of noise. She's rubbing all over everything for a little cone of shame. She hasn't had it on for 2 days, and here we are. Nope. Go. Mommy's mad at you. Chewing her shit up, but I can't say my nose, my eyes, everything, they hurt, my ears. All right. So in May 31st, 2021, okay, they were taking more tests from the forensic science lab, from the main lab, okay. This place reported methamphetamine in 4 areas of the lab. This is crazy how the laboratory personnel, other companies came in and cleaned this multiple times, and it's still somehow, come on now, what you doing in that lab? Wow. So they did more testing on it, and they found that 29 drugs on this lab. Wait, no, I'm not going to read this. This is them comparing to other labs. So they did all these things, and due to the Tox Lab system of conformatory testing, no toxicology reports issued during the time of the contamination went out with false results. So I'm gonna assume they did better. Come on, Nova. No, I'm not taking it off. You can beg me all you want. It's not coming off. Go lay down. Nope. Nope. I know. You can't lick stuff, can you? It sucks, but hey. Okay, so what resulted out of this? I mean, this is a really bad fuck up for over a year in a lab. You know what I mean? A lab of all places. So these individuals were arrested for their DUI. Their blood was drawn. It got sent to this lab, and they fucked up 10 cases. Like, all of these people that were arrested for DUI wound up getting meth charges. And a lot of these people, their hearings were like canceled, so they had to stay in court. I hope this person got all their bench warrant, all their money back. Like, it's sad. And then it makes you wonder, you know what I mean? There's got to be a way that we hold our system accountable to the point where, like, they have to go undergo some type of testing. especially after age, I don't know, just seeing the corruption that's seeping in our system, and the way that, you know, like, dirty ass dark people will find people that mayhaps have fucked up in their life and are like, oh, we'll hook you up with a deal if you play by our rules. And I think that's where Jared steps in. I think that's where Miss Peterson steps in. I think that's where Gregory Rebers steps in. Come on now. Look, me and this dog are gonna fight. I'm gonna take her outside anyway. But that's it. That's all I got for y'all. I'm concerned about the trend going on in the Kylie Rodney case. The trend of this knuckle dragging excuses, extending shit, finding loopholes in the system. Well, you know what, Andrew? They can not care, but I'm gonna keep exposing it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep posting about shit on X. I'm gonna regurgitate how other people feel. I hope everybody's paying attention to everything that's going on in a local, state, national, and global level. I love you all so very much. Have a beautiful day. I will see you either later or tomorrow.